What did you say when you were walking out the door about my course?
I think I said it was unbelievable. It was the most unique course I've ever taken, and I'd never expected to learn so much over the course of 2 days.
Right.
And I think why I was so shocked was mainly because it brought mind, body, and spirit all together. And
Right.
in classes I'm used to taking, it's science or math or everything's in your mind. You're in one part of your brain and you don't necessarily get out of that.
Right.
Whereas
Definitely.
in some of the exercises, you could feel and notice your body start to calm down and kind of just get out of your mind, I guess.
Okay, talk about that a little bit about getting out of your mind.
Yeah, I think often part of it for me was at the beginning. Um, it's like filtering myself. I think I'm in my head and
Yeah.
almost trying to say what I think someone else wants to hear. Whereas after a few sessions, it was like I got to know what I want. The first thing that pops into my head, that's what I'm going to say, which is
Right.
kind of refreshing. I don't need to be saying what everyone else wants to hear, kind of thing.
Right. All right. So here's the really cool thing about that. In a matter of 2 days, he's already doing it. He's talking very natural without even thinking, and that is one of the goals of the course. Before even talking to me, he would stop and think before he would say anything on every sentence and every subject. So that's already gone. He's already smooth. Right. I'm going to clarify what he's talking about, and it was a really good learning for him. And I would say 100% of my clients over the last 20 plus years have had the same problem. I've really had to drill and like, look, what is it you want to say? And that's a huge part of what this course is about. Is basically what he was doing was he would be like, oh, he saw a girl, he liked her, and this is what he wanted to say. But then I'm going to use your word, you would filter it and go, is that the right thing to say? And then you get a second thought, is that the right thing to say? And you get a third thought. And then he said, I would generally tell her the fourth or fifth thought of idea that came to your mind. And then I said, why? And so basically, what was the reason why? Do you remember?
I think I wanted to say what she wanted to hear. I thought I had to tell her the right answer or even if it was a simple thing like, oh, I like this. Do you like this? And maybe I hated it, but I thought, oh, if I hate it, she's not going to like me, whatever. And then so it would say the fourth, fifth answer on the list rather than just saying whatever I thought.
Right. So now let me ask you a question. How complicated did that make things when you would think A, B, C, D? Which one's the right one to say? Should I say this? No. What about that? So did it make it easy to talk to women, or did it complicate the hell out of it?
It totally complicated it.
Right.
Yeah. Made it a bit of a nightmare, honestly. Just stressful. Like, why can't I just say the first thing that pops into my head?
Right. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of guys come to me. I'm a master hypnotherapist, NLP trainer. I'm a master practitioner of timeline therapy, and I do energy healing and stuff. And they think, well, I've got an issue that needs to be healed, or a psychology issue that we need to deal with. And I told you the first session, I think 90% of the issues that you have with women are simply because you're not really connecting with who you are inside what I call yourself, and just saying, boom, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is what I hear, this is what I want to say, and I'm saying it without even thinking that. You just, boom, I like chocolate, I don't like chocolate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, another thing I tell my clients is how this simplifies their entire life. And it not only simplifies, but how it will affect your life, whether it's sales, business, learning in college. You learned something last week that'll change high school too. Just learning in general, how to open up and receive more information. All right. So, I'm trying to simplify this. So let me put this in a simple way. Okay. One of the things when guys come to me, and it's every time. I don't care if the first time they call me on the phone, bump into me in the streets, like, well, what's the right thing to say? He's smiling right now, by the way, and he's like, yeah, I was doing that. Here's why the men do that.